What's up everybody, this is Mastery and Gamer, and it is time to get prepared for not only the lovely summer months ahead, but also the next new Overwatch season, that being Season 3 of the Reign of Talon year. And with it, we'll of course be getting a ton of exciting new content, from a brand new hero to the first new map in approximately a whole year, along with various skins, cosmetics, mythics, collabs, and the usual exciting stuff. So in today's video, let's go ahead and talk about said stuff by starting off with the start date, which for Season 3 will be Tuesday, June 16th. Right there in the middle of June, this is the date when the new season will be launching, and of course, the old Battle Pass will be coming to an end. So, if you have yet to finish the Season 2 Battle Pass just yet, and there's still rewards you want to get, make sure you have it done by June 16th, because that is when the new season will be kicking off with the new Battle Pass, and all the other content we're going to be talking about right here. So moving on from just the date, the first and biggest thing that I think is worth talking about is, of course, the brand new hero. Now, for this year, every single season has a new hero edition. The first season, of course, had 5, but all the others are going to have 1. Last season, we had Sierra, and this upcoming season, we're going to have this character. Now, there's already been a lot of discussion about this character. I've done a whole video recently, in fact, delving into who this is likely to be, what we know about her, even some leaked information that at this point looks to be accurate for what we can actually expect. And while I don't think it makes sense to reiterate everything I talked about in that past video, I do recommend you check it out after watching this video if you haven't seen it already. I will have it linked in the cards on screen and whatnot. I do want to do a recap of the character here just to give a quick summary. So the hero for Season 3 does appear to be a Japanese hero, tying in with the overall Japanese theming of this season, along with the new Japanese map, which we're touching on more in just a minute. And what's more is she appears to be part of the Hashimoto faction, the main enemy faction that was a rival to the Shimada clan, and now with the absence of the Shimada clan in lore, have kind of taken over as the big enemy faction of Japan. Just from the character's silhouette alone, this detail is discernible from the fact that she looks to be wearing the same horned Oni masks, as evidenced from the little horns at the top of her head, that we see many other Hashimoto characters wearing, including the clan elders, which are the leaders of the faction. Additionally, she looks to be wielding at least 1, possibly even 2, large pistols, each with a bayonet on the bottom of them. And in terms of official information, this is all we really have, except for a couple other possible little teasers. One of them involves Mizuki referring to a mysterious she that he is afraid of in his origin cinematic. Whether or not that's referring to this character in particular is hard to say with any certainty just yet, but considering his connection to the Hashimoto does seem possible. And recently, a relatively new bit of evidence referencing this character. For those of you who read the Fall of a Sparrow short story, which was recently released, covering Hanzo, Genji, and Kiriko, the short story actually ends with Genji meeting one of the elders of the Hashimoto faction, who is described to be female and with a mechanical robotic tinge to her voice. A very particular detail that they mention here, along with the fact that they produce a metal thunk when they put their hand down on the desk. Now again, we don't have any certain confirmation that this is indeed the new hero being referenced and shown here, but considering Blizzard's track record, I would say it's extremely likely that this was an overt teaser on Blizzard's part, with the new hero coming up so shortly after the release of the story. And based on this simple description of her, it's safe to say that the character may either be an Omnic, or at the very least, may indeed be a cyborg, perhaps even similar to Genji. We won't know for sure until we get more information about the character, but either way, it does give us a bit more information on what to expect from this character. Now again, there is leaked information beyond this, which goes a bit more into her actual kit and abilities, and a little bit more about her story significance. But again, I'm gonna not cover that here. If you want to check it out, I did cover it all in detail in a past video of mine, which again, linked in the cards in the description, so feel free to check that out if you haven't already. But either way, new hero is always a major addition every season, even when we get one every season. So I imagine this is going to be the big thing most people are excited about. But the other major content addition for Season 3, which personally has me at least as excited as the new hero, is the new map, which unlike the hero has been officially fully already revealed. During the recent Champions Clash esports event, we got our first look at Neon Junction, the brand new hybrid map which will be releasing with Season 3. Set in the streets of Tokyo, Japan, this is a very beautiful looking map, a lot of neon city aesthetics, with a ton of cool cultural Japanese references, from the shopping district full of manga and plushies, giant mecha statue, train overpass, and even a Hashimoto headquarters, which features a Kabuki theater, along with a lot of other interesting story details. I, for one, am very excited to get to play this map. I think it looks phenomenal, and I'm very glad to have a new hybrid map, since we haven't had one of those added to the game since 2022. Man, it's been a long time. So yeah, for me, I am definitely excited for Neon Junction, perhaps even more than the new hero. But to be fair, we haven't quite seen the new hero yet, so I don't know. We'll see how that plays out once the season actually starts. And again, like the hero, I also did a dedicated video talking about Neon Junction in full detail when it was revealed. So I will also have that video linked if you want to check it out. But either way, new hero, new map, those are the two big exciting things we have to look forward here. But beyond that, we can expect the usual additional content of a new season, that being cosmetics. We can reason with pretty absolute certainty that there will be a new Battle Pass launching in Season 3, though at this point in time we don't yet know the actual theming or contents of said Battle Pass. When looking at the previous passes, the cosmetic theme for Season 1 was very directly tied to the theme of said season, being Vendetta's horrific taste in fashion being forcefully imposed upon the members of Talon, with Season 2 then, which story-wise was tied to the whole Grand Mesa event happening in the American Southwest with the Deadlock Gang. The Battle Pass theme for that season was fairies, which had absolutely nothing to do with the story content going on. So with 2026 so far having a 1-for-1 in terms of whether or not the Battle Pass itself adheres to the actual story events happening that season, it's hard to say what the case is going to be for Season 3. I could very easily see them going with another Japanese themed Battle Pass, which by no means would be the first time Blizzard has done this, but perhaps with a more specific emphasis on the Hashimoto themselves this time around. Maybe something leaning into a more Yakuza or Kabuki even themed aesthetic for the skins. Or it's entirely possible that Blizzard just goes, whatever, we're gonna do a deep sea exploration theme for the Battle Pass, which for the record I wouldn't particularly have an issue with. So again, this is going to be an aspect of the season that we're probably just going to have to wait for the trailer to actually drop before we know what to expect in this regard. But I am very curious, and I'm sure at the very least, even if they aren't in the Battle Pass, this is going to be taking place in June, so we might start to see some of those summer skins kicking off during this season as well. Beyond just the pass, though, we can also expect 3 new mythics, 2 being skins, 1 being a weapon, and while Blizzard has not confirmed which heroes will be getting them specifically in this season yet, we do have some very likely candidates. As back during the Spotlight event in February, it was confirmed that this year we'd be seeing new mythic skins for Soldier 76, Ana, Illari, Genji, and Malga, along with new mythic weapons for Genji, Hanzo, and Sojourn. And with us already seeing the Ana and Soldier skins and Genji weapon in the previous season, the remaining mythic candidates from this list include Illari, Genji, and Malga for skins, and Hanzo and Sojourn for weapons. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and hazard a guess here that Genji and Hanzo are likely 2 of the ones we'll be seeing, considering that, well, the season itself is very heavily themed around Japan, and we even saw both of them have a really prominent role in the short story that just released. So Genji and Hanzo to me seem very likely, and as for the second mythic skin, well, could be either of these, honestly. I would not be surprised if it was either Illari or Malga, though it is worth noting that Malga is going to be playing a notable story role in Season 4, so perhaps the Malga mythic gets saved for next season, and we end up going with Illari as the second mythic in Season 3, but we'll have to wait and see. It's also not impossible that we end up seeing a mythic either skin or weapon here for a hero that wasn't even mentioned. Obviously, these don't include every single hero who's going to be getting a mythic this year, so it's also possible that whatever heroes end up making it into this season's pool of mythics just didn't happen to be mentioned during the Spotlight event. Additionally, when it comes to cosmetics for Overwatch, another big aspect to look forward to every season is collabs. And believe it or not, we do already have at least one collab confirmed for Season 3, being the Overwatch x Yoasobi collab, a Japanese music group that, frankly, I'm not very familiar with, but we did already get confirmation will be a collab that'll be coming starting June 30th, so a couple weeks after the start of Season 3. But it will be featuring, at the very least, a new Kiriko, Genji, and Hanzo skin, plus other cosmetics teased, which may or may not be additional skins. There might just be, sprays, emotes, and those sorts of things. We don't know yet. But at the very least, Kiriko, Genji, and Hanzo skins, with the Kiriko skin having already been revealed in the initial teaser for this collab. So that's at least one thing to go on in terms of collabs for the season. Will there be a second collab in Season 3 beyond this, though? I don't know. It's certainly possible. They've done double collabs in the past, and perhaps Season 3 will be another instance of that. Beyond this, though, we can expect the usual set of mini events to happen, Junkrat's loot hunt, the competitive drives at the end of the season, and also maybe even Summer Games as an event that happens this season. Summer Games historically has been very inconsistent when it comes to what time during the summer it actually takes place. Sometimes it's in June, July, August, sometimes it's even mostly in September. That has happened before as well. But either way, it is certainly possible at the very least that we see Summer Games debut in some fashion during Season 3, since it will be dead center of summer for the most part. And historically, the summer event has been one of the more popular Overwatch events for the most part. So perhaps we'll be seeing more beach-themed skins, perhaps even for some of the newer heroes who haven't been around to previously get beach skins. I'd love to see what a summer-wear jetpack cat might look like, or, any legendary jetpack cat skin for that matter. So fingers crossed we get something exciting coming up, and otherwise, that is going to do it for our coverage here today of the upcoming Overwatch Season 3. I do expect Blizzard to be putting out teasers and new information for either the season itself or at the very least the new hero sometime in the imminent upcoming days. And whenever any new information like that does get announced, I'll be sure to put out a new video covering any new information we get on that as soon as it drops. So be sure to stick around and stay tuned for that. And otherwise, let me know your thoughts on the upcoming Season 3 in the comments down below. What are you expecting from the brand new hero? Are you excited to play on the new Neon Junction Tokyo map? Or maybe there's some specific skins you're hoping we end up getting in this year's summer event. Either way, I'd love to hear your thoughts, and otherwise be sure to subscribe, hit up that bell icon, follow me on X, and join my Discord server to hang out and never miss any future Overwatch 2 news, streams, and other content. Yes, I do stream every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, so be sure to stop by for some casual chill Overwatch and whatever else I might be doing that day. But otherwise, this is Master Ian Gamer signing off, and until next time, have a great day.